regardless of what everybody else has to say. It does not matter. If you belong to God, He knows that. He's not going to turn his back on you. Everybody else is going to turn their back on us. That's why it's such a process. That's why I stuck it out. That's why I stayed. And guess what? It's lonely. It's the lonely in the wilderness. See, what most folks don't realize that the wilderness is the place you meet God.
Yeah.
When it's just you and
Yeah.
Him, and you go into that wilderness with Him, and okay, He's now you're meeting Him, and now you're going to get to understand His will and His plan for your life. What I mean by the wilderness is a lonely place. You're gonna lose a lot of folks. You ain't gonna have a lot of folks calling you. You ain't have a lot of folks texting you. I didn't have a lot of folks calling me, texting me. When I was in the wilderness, brother, I was in it all
Woo!
by myself, and I was in it for a long time. I was in it for 7 years. See, folks don't understand. I was in that with just me and Tracy, and I was just going through the wilderness, and me and
Wow.
her was butting heads too, and we had to figure out, who we are as a couple and everything. And but you know what? We stayed. We did not lead, and we allowed ourselves to go through that wilderness. That 40 years or 40 days or whatever it is. The numbers are so important to God, and people don't recognize that, and they don't spend enough time. They just want that miracle overnight. He's the miracle maker. Yeah, he's the miracle maker. But in due time, he brings the miracle when you have put the time in and you have saturated yourself with him and you let yourself be healed from all these things. Brother, because I had to be healed from my childhood. It
Yeah.
wasn't it wasn't my baseball career I had to be healed for. My childhood left me broken and led me to living a heathen lifestyle.
Wow.
Because I was completely broken, and wasn't until I allowed myself to be healed through that process of those 7 years from my childhood, from hating my father, from hating my own self, because he told me I wasn't nothing. And once I allowed God to heal me in those areas of my life, now I could come out and now I could be everything that God created me to be. See, that's what we all have to go through. We all got some struggles, hidden struggles, but they don't they don't affect us, they only affect us if we allow them to affect us and how long we allow them to affect us. And we can never get well and get on the other side until we enter into this place of healing with God first.